Hello everyone, today I'm going to make this stackable snowman, or you can use the pumpkins like I'm using, and I'm going to make the Grinch. I am going to first sand them down so that the paint sticks better. I have made a snowman with the stackable pumpkins before and the paint didn't stick too well. So I'm going to try this and see if it does better. The bottom piece, the larger piece is the bottom piece, and I'm going to paint it red for his red shirt. And it's going to take a couple coats. I think I did 2 coats for the bottom piece for the red because it didn't take too much for the orange. For the red to stick on the orange and the green. Now the green took like 4 coats to do, but that's okay. I mean, you can spray paint it, or you can brush on the paint like I did. I just find it very therapeutic just to take your time and to brush on the paint. So that's what I did, and it took about 4, I think it was 4 or 5 coats to get a good green coating on there. So yeah, that's what I did. So here you're going to see that I am drawing on a stencil of the Grinch's face. And I'm going to tweak it into however I liked it. I tried to draw it on with a pencil first, and that it didn't work too well. So I'm on with a Sharpie with the felt tip to kind of draw it on first before I paint it on. But here I'm just putting it on there to get it to where I like it. There you have it. And now I'm going to paint it on. And it's kind of a rough paint at first, and then I'll smooth out the lines. I'm not the best painter when it comes to freehand or stuff like this, so it looks a little rough at first, but I do clean it up eventually. So don't make fun of my painting skills here. But I get the eyes on there, and I think the hardest part I had were the eyebrows. I don't know why. I can't even do my own eyebrows when it comes to makeup, so I don't think I could do the Grinch's eyebrows, but I think they turned out okay. And here we got the nose on. He's just got a little squiggly nose. And then I'm going to paint the inside of his eyeball yellow. And I went back and forth with my decision on the eyeball, whether to do that part black and then the other part yellow, or if I should do that part yellow and the other part leave it green. But I think I stuck with my decision to do that part yellow, the one that I'm painting, and then to leave the other part green. And I settled on that. But I think you can do it either way, and it would look just fine. And just a couple little squiggly lines to give them a little more definition and wrinkles. And then, if you don't like your little squiggly lines, like I do, it's just easy to wipe away and do it again. just like with his face, I think I did his eyebrows a couple times. I wiped it away and did it again. So it's just, that's the best part about painting, is you can wipe it away and do it again. And then on his shirt, I'm putting his heart that he wears on his shirt. His green heart. And I did it in a different shade of green than his face. Here is where I'm going to put his fur. So I'm just measuring here where I'm going to place his fur is going to be on the sides of his face. And then make sure when you cut cut the fur, you cut from the back and not from the front, so you don't cut the fur off. You just want to clip very small pieces from the tips of your scissors so you don't cut the fur. And I forgot to tell you that the part where you do his face is the second layer of the stacking pumpkin. So it'd be like the belly of the pumpkin, not the top part. So then I'm going to cut this part in half, and then I will get that apart there, and then measure it to make sure that I measured properly, and I did. And then I will start getting it ready to be glued on. Now, when I glue it on, I'm going to comb it the other way, away from where I'm going to glue the edges. And I'm going to flip the edges in about 1/4 of an inch in, because I don't want to see the seam of the seam there. So I'm going to flip it in and put my glue down, and then hold it in, and so that you don't see that seam. See how I'm flipping that in, and then I'm just putting a dot there and then pushing it down so you don't see that seam. And you just want to glue it all the way down, and then you're going to want to glue it all the way to on the top, and then down the back. And you can see I have dropped my glue gun on its face, and I'll have to fix that up because it scratched his face. And then I'm going to glue the top there. And then I'll glue the back. And I'll do the exact same thing to the other side. And then I will glue a piece down the back. So he has a full head of hair. And I will fill in, glue in any sections that I have missed. There's the top piece of that pumpkin. Now I'm going to glue it to the top of his head, and you'll see why. It looks silly right there, but that's going to fill in the hat, his Santa hat. So I don't have to stuff his Santa hat, you just use the top of the pumpkin. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw on, I'm going to make hands. And the hands are, you just are drawn out from my hands. And I've got kind of little hands. And then you're going to just make the fingers a little bit longer. And so it's the same thing. You draw it from the back. And then you just make little cuts with the tips of your scissors, just like before. And then I also cut out felt, and I didn't have any green felt, I only had blue, so that's going to be the inside of his hands, which you're not going to see anyways. So I'm just going to use some blue felt for the inside of his hands. And then I'm going to try to make them kind of match up so that you can't see the blue part. And then I'm going to take some wire and I'm going to glue some wire on the inside of his hands so that it's so that you can make his hands moldable, and you can bend his fingers and stuff. And also on the Grinch part, I don't think I filmed it for some reason. On the between his head and the body, I took some cotton balls and I separated the cotton balls and I glued it to make it look like he was wearing a Santa suit, like the white part, the white fluffy part of the Santa suit. And you'll see it at the finished piece. But yeah, I just glued that on there. I must have not recorded that part. That's weird. So yeah, I'm just gluing the wire pieces on there. On both hands. And you just put a piece of wire on each finger and hold it down for a second for the glue to set. And then you're going to grab the felt piece and you're going to glue on around all the edges of the felt. And the green furry hand pieces. All around the edges. And then if there's parts that hang over the green, I'm just going to trim that up so that you don't see it. And there you go. You have your hand. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other hand. Then I'm going to take the same thing, the cotton balls, and separate them and glue it to the base of the hand. And I got some glue on the fuzzy parts and I just trimmed that up. And there is the cotton balls that I am gluing to the base of the hand, so it's like he was wearing the Santa suit. And then I'm going to glue it down to the side of his body there. And then I'm going to mold the fingers where I want it, and then I'm going to glue down his fingers. And his little hat keeps falling off because I forgot to glue that down, and so I'll glue that down here in a moment. And I'll glue on the other hand, and I will mold those fingers to where I want it. And then I'll glue on the hat. And there you have it. The Grinch. Isn't he cute? Super cute.